Hello, my lovelies. This is Angela, and here we're doing a video about a new layout for week number 2. I am making a video of Scraproom. I am taking my base cardstock and I'm gutting it because I want to use that middle part to mat my pictures. So I take my T-rulers and make a square. And there you're going to see me that I am trying very, very hard to open my Tim Holtz knife, but for some reason it don't want to open. So I just decide to take the trimmer and do it with the trimmer. I cut the frame out and to use that piece later on for other things because there's no necessity of having so many layers. Then I will do that with both paper. Then I'm going to take my background paper and I am going to cut it at 11 and a half and then rotate it in 11 and a half. And that's going to go on top of that white cardstock. I took my distresser. I start distressing all the edges quickly. And then for some reason it stopped. And I'm looking for something, and I am looking for my distress because eventually I'm gonna distress, but I continue distressing my second paper. Now I'm gonna take the vintage photo that I show you, and I am gonna distress all the edges with that vintage photo. So I'm gonna do that to both. I wasn't getting enough color, so I used the pad to just add to the edges. Then I'm going to take my aqua flow from Nubo and I'm going to squeeze it. And you might see a blur picture or something. I am wearing a short so you can see my legs. So I'm erasing all the marks that I did. I'm squeezing my Nubo and then I am taking and splattering around the frame so it's not that white. And then I take like a brown color and I do the same thing. And there you can see I'm wearing shorts. There you can see my legs. I apologize because I'm wearing shorts and I decide to cut with the die, a grunge die cut that I have. A piece using a piece of paper and and then I'm going to cut that feather. And I tried once, it didn't work. I did it again and then cut it twice. Then I have all my pieces cut and I am gonna adhere my background to that cardstock I got it. I have all the things that I cut, my leaves, 2 different leaves, and then I have the feather, and then I use that grunge die to cut that. That's going to be my journaling and the 2 circles and the flower. And I'm going to add all those. I use cardstock for all those. There you can see that I have my 2 layouts and spread, and they are the same. And I decide to add the second layer that goes in this step. I'm going to cut the strip of the paper and then I am gonna cut that paper 6 inches, 6 by 12, and then I am gonna put it in both, but then I decide to go and cut it at 11 and a half to kind of leave a little bit of gap in between, and I am going to distress it again with my distresser, and I am using an old Heidi Swap that I have. Again, my vintage photo, and I take it and I distress the edges. I decide to use the pad instead of the dabber because I get a more darker color. Now I am going to use my ATG, and I usually put my glue not at the edges, so it helped me If I'm going to tuck things underneath, I got. Now we jump where I already glue my two. I'm showing you the sketch is 6 pictures, and those 6 pictures are going to be matted in white. So I'm matting it in white. There is 3 pictures, and one of the picture is 3.5 by 4, and then the other smaller ones are 2.5 by 2. Oh my God, I can't see. And 2.25. So there you can see me that I am matting the pictures, and I am going to put an eye cover one of the picture because it's on my friends. So I decide to just now I'm just dressing that piece of paper that I cut with a die. It looks like a torn piece of paper. And I took this dry paper and I cut 2 of them because I'm going to tuck that blue inside to add another color to this collection. Because I'm using the outdoors from Doodlebug that it came from the double shot, what is it called? Oh my goodness. I just, January flavor of the month from the scrapbook. And there you can see me that I'm talking that I put a little bit of glue and then I use the lines. It's easy to line but then I realized I used my bone folder to kind of detach the paper so that way it won't rip. And I want it flush with the white piece. And I do the same thing to the other side. I keep festering with those things, but I use the graph paper. There you can see my head over. Then I decide in the bottom there is a piece that needs to go, and I decide to use the washi tape that came with this collection. That is the Doodlebug Great Outdoors and the flavor of the month. And that is an add-on. It doesn't come with the main kit, so I was deciding to put it underneath, but it was going to be too hard. So I decided to just put half and take advantage of the paper since it has, squares. So there you can see me stitching, and now I'm going to fold the edges and use my bone folder to make sure that it's all very glued. Now I decide to go ahead and put my pictures, and I'm putting ATG, but then I glue my first picture and I realize that is too white, so I decide to go with the vintage photo distress. Take the picture out, distress it too. Then I put it at the edge to make sure of my left side page, and then I put the other picture. Then you see me putting, there's a circle. I used a doily that is orange, and then I'm working on the right side. I'm putting the picture there, and I'm making sure that all my pictures are well done. So I take that piece and I cut it in half, and then eventually I glue it back together because I decide to then my table keep moving. So what I'm doing is putting a little piece of tape to put my smaller photo together so they stay together while I fussle and with that, and it's not what I like. So finally I decide to add all the flowers and make visual triangles, and you can see that I'm adding my flowers. I added tree from the ephemera pack, and there you're going to see me that I'm gluing one of those, and it's going to go on top of the doily. I put it on top of my hand to get the glue excess. I take a tree from the ephemera, and I'm going to put it in that cluster over there. That is my cluster where my title is going to be. And I am looking some adhesive foam to just give a little bit of dimension to the tree. And then I glue it in the title area. Then I start looking for a circle that it says, I think I cut of the day, and then you see me there looking for some, my table is rumbling. I'm going to use that family from the Doodlebug, and I'm going to put it, my title is going to be Family Love. And then I use from the stickles, like this are stickers that I use, and the stickers I use are from Amy Tangerine, Lucky, and then I use also some stickers from New Roads. And you see me tucking those leaves that I cut. I add a little bit of glue, and that's why I don't put all the glue at the edges, because I put a circle under there to kind of have a foundation, and then I'm going to use those black dots and put it on the leaves, so that way it gives a little bit of dimension at the end. And I still have that love sitting over there, and then I have some enamels, and I decide to put a little bear over there in that cluster. I decide to glue, and that's going to be where I'm going to journal. And like I say, this was a trip that I made to Florida last year, and we went to a beautiful Wakulla Springs, and it was so beautiful. There I'm adding the third circle so I can keep my page balanced. I cut one of the little piece of ephemera, and I want to add it at the bottom, so I don't want to create a catch pot. So I put a circle there, so that where I can put that. I am gluing my feather. My feather is going to go over that tag. And I am going to add a little bit of dimension at the top of the feather to kind of lift it off the page. And there, for some reason, I froze. And if you don't see this in the video, it takes a couple minutes, and I stayed like that. I'm going to try to edit this, but if you see it, eventually I'm going to move and continue gluing or go to another area. But it's a couple minutes that for some reason my camera just froze in there, and I am in that position, and it's so annoying. But I'm new to this, so I hope you understand. But this was in Wakulla, in Florida. I went to visit a friend, and she took me there. You can see me that finally I decided to move, and I am adding more foliage and flowers. It was very green, but it got yellow. It was beautiful there. And there you can see me that I am trying to find more stuff to put. So I found like a compass, since we were in a boat. You see that bear is not gonna end in the layout. I finally got tried to put that camping. No, didn't want it either. And then I decide to put on the bottom of the right side the year. And I already glue my title. I put Family Love, and now I'm adding some enamel dot in orange, yellow, and green. And I'm going to put it, and you can see the visual triangle. You start with the title, you go down to the picture on the first page, then you go up to the other corner so you can walk through the pictures and get your attention. So I'm adding the last decorations to it, but then I decide to take some labels from my New Roads and add it to the bottom there I am. I think one it says it was a fun trip, one it says family fun, and the other one it says adventure. It's a great adventure. So I try to put the 3 greens in. There goes again. I hit my head with the camera. I have a new angle, so I need to get used to. Then I take again my Aqua Flow pens, and I am going to splatter the green gingham in different areas to give them the final touch to my layout. So thank you for watching. If you give me a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, and I will be delighted.